great performances and talks centered around breaking limitations.
We're going to cover some serious topics in this next section, and we're really excited to get started.
Introducing our next performance, Be Brave by Lissa Curtis, with dancers courtesy of Northeastern Ballet Theater, accompanied by Zachary Silk.
No, my back's against the wall. No, this space is small. No, I can't handle all the pain. No, am I to blame? But all these memories, they're killing me. No, he's coming back again. No, time to pretend. No, when will the nightmare end? No, I can't defend myself. No. Justice, will you choose to believe through the night? So many in silence, and time to be brave, and I'll be brave, and I'll be brave, and I'll be brave, and I'll be brave.
Sorry, just take a moment. My name is Lissa Curtis, and this is my husband, Philip, and he's just really here to support me right now. But I'm a survivor of sexual assault and rape, and I love the name of this conference, On the Edge. I'm really a perfect example of somebody who is living very on the edge. To condense my long story really short, 2 years ago, I was headed to a world ballet competition in Romania. I'm a professional ballet dancer. I currently dance in New Hampshire. But on the international flight over to Romania, my ballet coach assaulted me, and it continued into raping for 10 days. And again, to make a long story very short, I barely made it home alive. So I'm so honored to be here today, and I love, again, I said I love the name of this conference, talking about being on the edge. So I have two suits out right now against my perpetrator. He lives 50 minutes away. I've launched a civil suit against him, and the FBI are still investigating 2 years later, post the assaults in 2014. So if you look at my husband's shirt, it says "Be Brave" on it, and it's the name of the campaign I launched. One of the worst things that you can ask a survivor to do is to remain silent, and that's exactly what I was asked to do by request of the FBI. They told me, so for the sake of your case, Lissa, and for nabbing this guy and hopefully putting him behind bars, that you need to remain silent. So I lived in silence. The only person that knew was my husband and my close family. And eventually that passed. They gave me kind of the green light to be vocal. And it's very, very rare to have any survivor really want to show their face and give their name, and let alone tell their story. But my motivation for coming forward was I never wanted anyone to live through the hell that I barely lived through. And I feel lucky really just to be standing here and talking to you all today. So I just want to encourage all of you out there, if you're a survivor or if you know somebody who has lived through an assault or rape, they really need your undivided support. And they need courage, and they need to really feel supported in being brave to be vocal, because that's the only way we're going to get these criminals behind bars.
You go get them!
Yeah.
Yes! Follow my story. I've had a handful of local media that have been extremely supportive, and I do have some national news that is coming out soon, so I'd appreciate your prayers and your support. You can look me up online to follow my story, and I'm really excited. Maybe I can segue you guys into the next speakers, but I'm really excited for the next two speakers. I was here last night for rehearsal, and I heard Dr. Robert Eckstein, and his talk is amazing. It's about bringing a call towards men against the prevention of sexual violence towards women. So I really hope you'll lend an extra ear to his talk. So wherever you are, I'm going to give you a huge plug right now. But thank you so much. And do you want to say anything?
We were going to ask you you a few questions if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Okay, so when was the first time you performed this dance?
I was asked to perform it at 1 Billion Rising at the music hall in Portsmouth, which is just a couple streets over. But before that, this was in February of this year, I got asked to bring the piece to Plymouth State University for their gala. The dance director, Amanda Whitworth, who's really involved in the arts community in New Hampshire, excuse me, she asked if I would come to kind of bring my message, knowing that I had just come out of silence in November 2015. So it's only been a few months that I've been able to be vocal about my story.
So coming out of silence, how, I mean, I can see it on your face when you're performing. I can see it now just listening to you talk. But what does this mean to you, and how do you feel putting this in front of an audience? It's a really, I can imagine, well, I can't imagine actually, how hard it is for you. How does it feel to get it out to a crowd of people who are here to support you?
As soon as I got the green light from the FBI, my complex post-traumatic stress disorder just immediately started to decrease. I was having episodes multiple times a day, extreme suicidal thoughts, self-harm, and it was just the boiling pressure of being asked to being silent. So when I was just performing here today, or the couple other times I've performed as well, it's really healing. It's really, and as much as it's emotional for me, and I hope it touched some of you tonight, it's really healing. There is power in being able to speak out as a survivor, and there's so many that are afraid to speak out. And in my case specifically, there are other women who have been assaulted by this perpetrator, and they're afraid to come forward and give their testimony. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, I feel kind of hung out to dry in a sense. But that's common, you know, a lot of people are afraid of the consequences of coming forward. So being on this stage, I'm so thankful. I'm just so passionate about getting the message out and my story out, and I want to inspire really my generation, every generation, that being silent is not the answer. Like, you need to speak up no matter how scary, and I'm terrified. I mean, just doing this today and speaking in front of a crowd, I know maybe I come across confident, but on the inside, I mean, it's a battle. It's a battle every day if you're a survivor of sexual assault.
Great, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Woo!